Warning. The following content may contain elements that are suitable for all audiences. Your discretion, therefore, is ill-advised. Today, we're going to be digging in the crates with a lovely little chap here from the western side. He is a fabulous soul musician, if you all don't know who he is. From Colemine Records, a wild indie label that has been reigning in the seas of Ohio and is holding Mr. Kelly Finnigan hostage here. Yes, fabulous guy. And he's also in a band called Monophonics, which are really great, which were actually supposed to be touring in the summer amidst the whole COVID thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh damn, yeah, I know. I actually, so I got onto you guys because of that great tune.
Oh, Bang Bang 45. Yep.
This was everywhere in Europe. My gosh, you
Definitely.
guys really killed that. Yeah. What made you want to cover that Nancy/Sarah record?
I had gone down a YouTube rabbit hole, and this was back. So we cut that song. That song actually we released originally in 2011, and then it came out on a record of ours called "In Your Brain" in 2012, and then Terry licensed it years later for that 45
Oh, I see.
from the label that it came out on originally. So it's kind of him, because I always complained to him that the label never treated that song correctly, because it, like you said, it did so well in Europe, and it found so many listeners. It was strange that the label never really released it in a single format like a 45. So I think he picked up on my
yeah, no, carry on.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say,
just
Soul World loves 45s. You know, we love that stuff.
Of course,
yeah.
Of course. So I think one day he was like, "I'll put it on a 45. Let me just license it." So yeah, I'm glad it's out there. Like I said, I went down a rabbit hole and I just started hearing all these different versions of the song, and there was little things about each version that I really liked, and I just went to the band and was a vehicle for the band to explore our new sound, because we're very much, I had just joined Monophonics originally was more of an instrumental driven band, a lot more
like jazz, right? It was way
influenced
more,
by
yeah,
they were a lot more influenced by like that good blue note, jazz and Groove Merchant and all those cool kind of funky jazz labels from the late 60s, early 70s. So when I joined, being what I brought to the table, that was part of it, which was like, hey, let's take a crack at this song. So yeah, it's become a vehicle and a way that a lot of people find Monophonics and then become fans of our original material, which is always great. So
yeah, because when I was doing the rabbit hole YouTube digging, that's how this tango happened. That's for sure. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, babe. Okay, what about, like, okay, you guys are, I know you're a huge studio rat because you're constantly putting things out. Like, what's going on with touring for you guys nowadays? Is it going to be until like 2022, like how everybody's predicting, or what?
Oh man,
You know why I asked?
That sounds terrible.
It does sound.
Oh yeah, why?
I'll tell you why. Because soul music, it doesn't suit the drive-through thing. It doesn't suit soul. I could never see a soul.
I agree.
It would be really tacky. I mean, it suits certain genres, but I can't see it working in the soul world.
Yeah, I kind of get it, but I don't. I mean, for me, the energy of the people in the crowd is such an important part of being a part of a show or performing for people or enjoying live music. It's the interaction and the energy that we give each other.
Yeah.
And yeah, for me, streaming has been very difficult. I mean, I have some fun things coming up that I can't announce yet, but I'm looking forward to those. But those are certain opportunities that seem worth it. But I miss playing. I'm enjoying the time in the studio. I'm definitely getting a lot done.
That's the
staying
thing.
Productive.
There's going to be a lot of music out in a couple of years, isn't there? From everybody.
I mean,
everybody.
Yeah, it's definitely a time where a lot of people are staying productive and making a lot of good music.
You'd have to, babe. All right. Well, speaking of production, so
yeah.
you're not only working on music. I love the fact that you were doing this like Spotify here we are together in hi-fi whole tango.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Now,
Yeah.
can you show us something that, like, what do you have anything on physical that you can show us? If people don't know what that is, it's basically great playlists of great stuff that people could discover musically. Yeah, is there any like 45s or anything like that you think are really cool that people should check out?
I don't really have anything that's like too technically crazy. Because as much as I enjoy music, as I've said in past interviews, my attention really shifted to spending my money on the tools to make records.
Yeah.
So
I
I
hear you.
don't necessarily have anything that's going to blow anybody's mind, but I do have some of the things that are on my playlist and are,
Yeah, let's check it out.
things I'm listening to. Let's see. This is a really cool one that I always enjoy putting on, which is like, let me see if I can get this here. This is like the instrumental versions
Really
of the, famous Motown songs. You have like, Come See About Me, How Sweet It Is to Be Loved by You,
wow.
Try It Baby, Nowhere to Run, Can I Get a Witness? And this is really was putting, before they started calling themselves the Funk Brothers, if you know about the Motown session musicians and the guys who played on all those famous records. This was Earl Van Dyke, who was the keyboard player. He played piano and organ, and the Soul Brothers. So they weren't the Funk Brothers yet, or maybe there was another Funk Brothers out, but Motown couldn't put that on the record. So this is like a record I really love, and really was the first time I kind of understood like how important the studio musicians were to these recordings. I mean, I understand how that works, but I got this record when I was fairly young at like a garage sale, and hearing the instrumentals made me understand like, man, these guys they're cooking. Like these
Yeah,
are
I
these
know
are
exactly what you
super
mean.
soulful performances of pop songs, and it
That's
made
the
me appreciate the
best.
music that much more.
Yeah,
Yeah, so this is a cool record.
let me see. Let
Um
me check that. I know
this is
exactly.
kind of
I know
has like,
exactly what you mean by weird arrangements, by the way, because I started to appreciate those wild. Like I used to buy those after buying. I think there was like a symphony or orchestra version of like really cool Rolling Stones records, and I'm like, damn, this is like a
uh-huh.
whole different. Like the arrangements are different, everything is different, and I love it. I love the way they cut that. So ever since then, I'm like, people sleep on these records. Like you
Oh,
can
for
hear,
sure.
yeah, you can hear a really great whatever record, pop record or whatever it is, and hear a completely different arrangement on it. Because at the end of the day, it's the arrangement. That's
Oh, definitely. And it was just cool. You grow up hearing these famous Motown records, but to hear it stripped away without the vocals, it just really brings your attention to the musicianship and the arrangement. And that's what
love it.
drew me into doing what I do. So that's a cool one. Let's see. I got this cool, I think I might have one of these songs on here. This cool Billy Preston record. If you don't know Billy
Uh,
Preston, some people call him the fifth Beatle. But
yeah,
these are like some early
yeah.
tunes.
I
These
didn't
are
know
some
his
early
early
tunes, and this is arranged by Sly Stone.
Get
So
Out.
this is a pretty
Wow.
unique record. Billy Preston arranged by Sly Stone. Some of the songs are written by Sly, I believe, as well. So this is a cool record, and it's on a
Wow.
funky label. I guess this is,
Label,
yeah.
right?
So this Pickwick. Yeah. So this
Cool.
is a cool one for people who Pickwick, who appreciate Billy Preston. Like I said, who's an amazing organist and keyboard player. Played with, like I
Played with
said, the
loads
Beatles,
of people,
Clapton,
everybody.
Ray Charles,
Yeah, he was
and
all
then of
over.
course Sly Stone. And this is early Sly Stone. I don't think he was. I think this is the beginning stages before Sly and the Family Stone really took off.
Okay,
So that's a fun one.
that's cool. Yeah, I gotta check out that
Um,
record.
and
Pickwick, they put out
then,
so many, like, I mean, from like Tom Jones to, like, it's just like it's
oh
such
yeah,
a yeah,
I feel like they were a label that went through the vaults and kind of picked out things to license from labels that labels were kind of just
the
maybe,
reject of it.
yeah,
Yeah,
just kind of looking at it like this doesn't have that much value, and they're going, hey, this is cool. So I'm glad they licensed it.
That's a really okay. So this is a really good segue that we had because I was actually going to ask you what are some like really great labels that you would recommend to people that are kind of sleeping on them because there's a lot of great labels right
Ooh.
now. Loads. I mean, you're on
Yeah, there's a lot of great labels.
ton.
I mean, Colemine is an amazing label. I mean, in terms of older labels, I think
Yeah,
some of the cool ones you have to look out are also like subsidiaries, which people realize are like
yeah,
smaller companies of the major. So, Motown had Gordy and
yeah.
Soul and Rare Earth and a couple more that I'm definitely forgetting. And Stax had Volt, and what was it? The Truth Records, which is like the gospel.
Yeah, yeah,
And then like Atlantic had Adco and Cotillion, and Warner Brothers had Reprieve. So I would say make sure to learn your little subsidiaries because sometimes there were some real gems on
that is
those.
that is such a good. That's great advice. Yeah, do not sleep on
Yeah,
an
for
indie label.
no, don't sleep because some people might look at a Reprise and think, I mean, it's its own label in its own right, but it's really a smaller offshoot of Warner Brothers.
Yeah, I mean, it's the big
Bang
three,
Records
and then everybody's coming down off of those, right?
for
For the most
sure. Yeah,
part,
like I
for
said,
for
don't
majors, right?
definitely look
Yeah,
at all the records you have behind you. That's a beautiful picture right there. Look at all those.
I
That
mean,
is
it's crazy out here. We
that's
this is
inspiring.
yeah.
No, look at that. That's awesome. Are they
Oh,
all organized as well?
yeah, you can't really see it from here, but if I maybe shoot it from this way, you'll see that it's kind of like uh doing the whole it's like,
Wow.
A B C D L M N O P. Up there we've got
Definitely.
like world, Japanese, numerals, whatever, all kinds of
Wow.
this is a crazy house over here. Over here, we
That
got
is
some
that is awesome.
what the hell? We got another side of
We
madness.
got
Surrounded, honey, surrounded.
that is
Uh,
awesome. No, that's
no, but
beautiful.
it's yeah, from one musician to another. So I totally get it. We it's the endless journey, right? Of the constant dig. I get it.
Definitely.
Yeah, babe. Well, okay, what I love about you, you put out so much work. You make it fun for somebody like me, like a collector, because you make it fun. You put out this not too long ago, but then you
Yeah.
dropped this madness on us.
Yeah, you have that. That's awesome.
Well, damn. What
Thank
made you
you.
want to release this? Of course, honey. But what made you want to?
Um, Kind of similar to what I was saying about the Motown record. Like, I really put a lot of my passion is really making records. I'm lucky to have a voice where I can, make these records and be the artist. But my true like biggest passion since I was young is producing and putting records together. So I really wanted to, and me and Terry thought it was fair to kind of put the voice in the back, take it off for now and just let people really enjoy the arrangements and the musicianship and the production value and just everything
Love it.
everything you might miss, because you're
Yeah.
focused on the storytelling, the vocals and the melody. So yeah, the reception has been really cool. I think they're almost all gone. I mean, there's definitely some stores out there that's still carrying them, but in terms of what we pressed and what's been shipped to stores, I think I'm very grateful. Always, people have been like yourself, like the fact that you have that really means a lot to me. It does because I know some people look at the project and they don't really understand. They're just kind of like, "Oh, you're a singer. Why would you take your voice off there?" And it's like, well,
No.
the album
You're
means a lot more to me than just someone who's
yeah.
singing on the songs. Yeah,
The thing is too, you come from you're like behind and on stage. You come from both perspectives. So you kind of want it's like, okay, yeah, you can read the front and back cover, but you also want to read those little mini liner notes, and all the gorgeous liner notes are in that production for me. I mean, sure, there's nothing wrong with the storytelling,
definitely.
but man, people that cut records like this, there's just so much the little nuances in those, the reverb and the lung, you know what I mean? It's all of
Oh
it
no, it is.
there.
It's a love, and I really put time and
Oh,
love into these records. So I appreciate that.
I could tell, babes. I could tell. You even dropped this new there's a new 45 coming out, right? That impeach the president 45, right? Did you guys release that?
Yes, that comes out October 23rd. It hits the
Okay.
stores.
Okay.
That's exciting.
You check that out.
Yeah.
Those links out for y'all.
Yeah, get that beautiful blue. I actually
blue.
have one right here. They look amazing.
Yeah,
I
show
just
us
got this in the mail. Yeah, so this is
that's the record
the
to get,
artwork.
right?
Yeah, exactly. This is the sleeve. This artwork is by the amazing artist named L. Ohms, who's done work with me and done work with Lee Fields and the Arcs and the Altons and a lot of great bands. He's an amazing artist. Check out L. Ohms.
Okay.
And then, yeah, so this is Surefire Soul Ensemble from San Diego, who's a Colemine band, label mate of mine. I've known them a while.
It in the family.
And they cut,
I love that.
Yeah, exactly. They cut the music for that. And Terry suggested, I take a crack at the vocals, and it came out really great. I'm very proud of it. And it's a classic, obviously. So this is a classic cover, Impeach the President. It was originally recorded and released in the early 70s around the Nixon years, thus the message of Impeach the President. And now here we are, 40 years later, sending out the same message because it's relevant. So it's our take on a classic.
Love it. Okay, well, the only thing I could really say now is, well, from one soul brother to a sister, I gotta ask if there's somebody that's not like us that doesn't really know the wonderful world of the soul connection. What's one record that you would tell somebody that's a novice to soul? Like, what would be that one that would sell them on it?
I'm gonna pull out something that's not necessarily, well, it's hard. That's hard. That's a really hard question. I have to say.
I'll give you a couple. Don't worry, I'll give you some space.
Yeah, give me a couple. So I'm gonna say first, a game. I mean, listen, there's so many great artists. I hope people understand why I'm choosing this record first, and then I'll show this other one. It could easily be a record by a Ray Charles, a Sam Cooke, and Aretha Franklin. Like, there's so many. I'm not shorting anybody like Marvin Gaye or Al Green or whatever. Like, just to me, given that this is from a record from 1968, and you think about the soul playing field in 68 and what soul music sounds like, you're just coming off of Otis Redding passing away. Motown is changing. But this record right here from me, Hot Buttered Soul by Isaac Hayes, is a major sonic production, arrangement, and just overall take on music. I mean, while there isn't really any, there's only a couple original songs on here.
But
this is just to me is like I said, if you listen to soul music around this time and then you listen to this record, it's just easily a moment where you go, this guy just totally sorry about that.
It's okay.
This guy just totally he just changed the game. Like everybody, and that Curtis Mayfield was listening, and then that like all the important players that followed up, the Marvins and everybody, they were listening. And I'm lucky enough to
record, honey, to show, because that I feel like what you're trying to do, in particular I feel like what you try to do is kind of emulate that haze that he gave us. You know what I mean?
Oh man, I'm of course.
That psychedelic soul thing, that perfect blend of that. Oh, honey. I know exactly why you.
Thank you.
And that is perfect.
And I have to say, this is a special copy for me because this one was my dad's. And also I had a chance to get it signed when I was at Stax from Al Bell, who was one of the producers on here. Marvel Thomas, who was one of the producers on here. Marvel Thomas related to Rufus Thomas and Carla Thomas. And then over here, James Alexander, who is the original bass player on this record and the original bass player co-founder of the Barkays. So this is a special record for me. But I know we don't have a lot of time, so I want to say this record too, because this is an artist you don't hear a lot about, but this record has as much soul as any record, and that's Time and Place by Lee Moses. Ooh! This is like true gut bucket church. This is like,
So good.
this is an amazing record, and it has so much. He has so much power over the songs as a singer and a guitar player. And I wanted to mention that because I think,
such a great session. Again, another great session player too. Like you're talking about.
oh yeah,
Oh my
definitely. Lee Moses was a bad dude. I believe from
God.
Atlanta, played on some cool records, and never, you know, just about sings soul music with just about as much passion as anybody out there.
I
So he
agree.
deserves a lot of credit.
You have phenomenal taste as always, honey. Well, there we
Oh,
go.
thank you.
Digging in the crates with Mr. Kelly Finnigan. I'm gonna give you the links down to check out his stuff, buy his stuff, because this guy ain't going anywhere. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna be. I got a record coming out before the end of the year, so look out for that. We'll
Look out.
be announcing it very soon.
Love it. Love it. All right, dear. Toodaloo, babes.
All right.
Thank you for watching. Till next time. See you